Welcome to the next lecture of electronic measurements and instrumentation. Today we will see cathode ray oscilloscope concept. In the last class we have discussed about CRT, cathode ray tube, and we have seen some of the generalized CRT features. In this class we will discuss some of the concepts which are related to the generalized oscilloscope, that is CRO. So this is the internal view of the CRO, cathode ray oscilloscope. Let us see. So this is our CRO trainer kit in our laboratory. This kit is available in your electronic devices and circuit laboratory. This is available. You can see after coming to the college. Let us take a look. In this cathode ray oscilloscope, here we have volts per division knob for channel 1, volts per division knob for channel 2. And here we have a times per division knob, and here we have CT knob, and here we have CT ground pin and CT pin, and here we have DC AC ground pins, and here we have to connect the channel probe, and here we also connected the channel 2 probe, and here this is a triggering input, and this is a power on and off buttons. Okay, so this is the final one, CRT screen. This is a CRT screen. So this is the generalized CRO trainer kit. Let us open this kit and see what are the parts are there internally. So I have opened the top dome of this CRO trainer kit. So in this CRO trainer kit, here we have some lot of circuit diagrams which will guide to understand the internal total circuit diagram of the CRO. So see here, this is the CRT tube. This is the CRT tube, and this is the total circuitry, that is nothing as motherboard of the total CRO, cathode ray oscilloscope total motherboard. And let us see the block diagram of CRO. So the CRO block diagram they will given here. This is I have zoomed here, and you can see the CRO block diagram. Here we have channel 1 input and channel 2 input. Okay, next here we have some of the 9 volts AC signal and some of the some trigger selection inputs here we have. So here see this is the output from the total motherboard, and this information we are connecting to the CRT. So to CRT, cathode ray oscilloscope. So this is the X information, channel 1 information, channel 2 information. These two informations we are connecting to the CRT. So this is a block diagram. In this block diagram, channel 1, channel 2 informations we are giving. These channel 1 and channel 2 informations which will be available in the Y direction, otherwise in the Y axis information, that is we are giving to the CRT. And here we have some of the triggering circuits, and we have some X final amplifier, that is time based generator. So this is the time based generator, and for this time based generator we have an amplifier. This information we are connecting to the again CRT. So for the Y final amplifier and X final amplifier, both of these are connected to the CRT tube, cathode ray oscilloscope tube. So let us see some more clearly about CRO block diagram. And this is the total hardware which is available in this CRO trainer kit. The CRO trainer kit is consisting of, see here, this side we have channel 1 and channel 2 volts per division adjusting knobs. So let us see here, this is a CRO. Here we have channel 1 and channel 2, channel 1 and channel 2 knobs. From this here we have two potentiometers adjustment. These two are the potentiometer adjustments for channel 1 and channel 2. And see here, we have some preamplifiers, from some chopper circuits. You can see here the complete information. I will show all this information with a video. Let us see the video. So this is a CRO front part. This is a CRO front part. Channel volts per division, channel 1 and channel 2. And this is a CRO screen, and that is the times per division knob. Okay, and let us come to here. This is the CRT tube. And these are the instructions and circuit diagrams, instruction manuals and circuit diagrams. So see closely the instructions. Here we have safety instructions and oscilloscopes controls. Here we have safety instructions and oscilloscopes controls. Next, coming to down here, this is the Y input attenuator circuit, and this is the trigger circuit, and this is the time based circuits, trigger circuit and time based circuits. And coming to the top portion of the here, this is the total CRO block diagram. After CRO block diagram, here we have Y final amplifier and Y intermediate amplifier. That is the vertical direction amplifiers. And coming to the last one, this is the power supply circuit. This is the power supply circuit. The same circuitry here we have on the motherboard. So see here channel 1, channel 2 connected here, 2 potentiometers here we have, and voltage divider circuits, and this is the chopper circuit, and this is the external triggering circuit for XXX, and this is the triggering amplifier circuit, and this is the Y intermediate amplifier circuit, and this is the Y final amplifier circuit, and this is completely power supply section. So we don't have any rights to touch that one. After that, this is the final CRT tube. For this CRT tube, we are giving 6.3 volts of supply that we have discussed in the previous class, and this is the complete CRT tube, and this is the complete CRT tube. Okay, here we have 3 anodes and cathodes. So this is the total circuit, and coming to here, the first power supply, we are connecting to the we have different types of voltages, DC voltages. The complete DC voltages we are getting by using the power supply ICs. So these are the power supply ICs, and these are connected to some heat sink. They have given a common base of heat sink. For that heat sink, we have connected these power supply ICs. So this is the complete video of our laboratory. So see once again. Y preamplifier for channel 1, Y preamplifier for channel 2, and chopper circuit. Next, Y intermediate amplifier, triggering amplifier circuit, and time based generators. And here we have X final amplifier, Y final amplifier, and some geometric operation based circuits. And this is the CRT. In the CRT, we have different types of supply voltages. And see here the horizontal direction of the CRT tube. And finally, coming to that power supply section. here we have some power supply circuit with relays. These are the power supply ICs. Okay, this is about the CRO internal structure. Right. Let us take one more look. Basic block diagram of CRO. So we have seen lot of parts in our block diagram. Let us see, these are the very simple parts of the CRO. Here we have a CRT tube. Here we have the CRT tube. This is our CRT tube. This is our CRT tube. Next, coming to here, this is the electron gun. This is the vertical, and these are the horizontal deflection plates, vertical and horizontal deflection plates. Next, coming to that, vertical amplifier, delay line, triggering circuit, time-based generator, horizontal amplifier, and here we have some high and low voltages. So totally, this is the simplest block diagram. This is the basic block diagram. In this block diagram, for any type of signal, we have x-axis, x direction, and we have y direction. X direction, generally we are representing times per time values. So for that reason, we are adjusting times per division. When you are adjusting times per division knob, then you can see lot of changes in the x direction. When you are changing the volts per division knob, you can see the vertical changes, the signal vertical changes. Okay. So the information is available in the y direction. In the x direction, time or frequency is available. In the vertical direction, we have a vertical amplifier with a delay line circuit, and in the x direction, we have the triggering circuit. That is in the horizontal direction, we have horizontal deflection plates also. For that horizontal deflection plates, before the horizontal deflection plates, here we have triggering circuit, time-based generator circuit, horizontal amplifier. These are connected to the finally horizontal deflection plates. This vertical amplifier delay line directly connected to the vertical deflection plates. And if this CRT has to work by taking different types of negative voltages and positive voltages, those high voltages and low voltages, positive voltages, negative voltages, we are connecting with these blocks to the CRT. So this is a basic CRT block diagram. Right. So coming to here, the total CRT is consisting of these parts. The first one vertical amplifier, second one delay line, third one time-based generator, fourth one horizontal amplifier, fifth one triggering circuit, sixth one power amplifier, and final one CRT. So the same blocks 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 and 6. Totally 6 parts. These are the 6 blocks of our CRT. CRO, cathode ray oscilloscope. Okay, right. Next, coming to here, the first one, CRT. This is a cathode ray tube which emits electrons that strikes, which emits electrons that strikes the phosphorus screen. Okay, whatever the electrons are releasing here, finally they will strikes the phosphorus screen, which is at the target display for visualizing the signal. Next, vertical amplifier. This is a wide band amplifier used to amplify signals in the vertical section. This is a wide band amplifier used to amplify the signals in the vertical direction. Next, delay line. It is used to delay it is used for generating the delay, the signal for some time in the vertical section. In the vertical direction, if you want delay for better display purpose, you need some delay info lines. So the delay lines they will provide with the help of delay line circuit. Next, time based generator. It is used to generate the sawtooth voltage required to deflect the beam in the horizontal direction. It is used to generate the sawtooth voltage. We need some sawtooth voltages in the CRO. What is the purpose of sawtooth voltage in the CRO? That is, we will discuss in the coming class. Why? Because in the next class only we have the sawtooth wave generator. At that time we will see clearly what is the use of sawtooth voltages to deflect the beam in the horizontal directions. Okay, these are the first 4 blocks. Next, coming to that fifth one, horizontal amplifier. This is used to amplify the sawtooth voltage before it is applied to horizontal deflection plates. Next, trigger circuit. This is used to convert the incoming signal into trigger pulses so that the input signal and the sweep frequency can be synchronized. So triggering circuit generally we are using for converting the incoming signal into triggering pulses. Okay, triggering circuit generate triggering pulses. So whatever the signal input we are taking, that we are after taking the input signal, it converts into the triggering pulses so that the input signal and sweep frequency can be synchronized. The input signal and the sweep frequency both should synchronize. For the synchronization purpose, we are using the triggering circuit. Next, last and most important one, power supply. There are 2 types of power supplies are available. One is negative supply, second one is positive supply. With the negative supply, generally we are using very high voltages, and coming to that, the positive supply, very low level positive supply we are using. It may be 6 volts DC or 10 volts DC or 50 volts DC. That is less amount of voltage also we are using. 2 voltages are generated in the CRO. The positive voltage supply from 300 to 400 volts. So it seems to be very high amount of voltage, 300 to 400 positive voltage. But coming to see, the negative high voltage supply is from minus 1000 to minus 1500 volts, minus 1000 to minus 1500 volts. So the negative supply is nearly 1 kV, minus 1 kV to minus 1.5 kV. That is minus 1000 to minus 1500 volts. So with compared to the negative supply, the positive voltages are very less. Okay, otherwise positive voltage is also nearly 300 to 400 volts. It's not a simple one. It is also very high amount of voltages. Okay, let us see next. Coming to here, positive voltages we know. For running the circuit we are using different types of positive voltages. Then what is the uses of negative voltage, that to high voltages? What is the advantages of this negative high voltages supply? So here generally these negative high voltages we are applying to the electron gun, with the 3 anode sections are there: pre-accelerating anode, focusing anode and accelerating anodes. 3 anodes are available. For those 3 anodes we are giving the negative high voltage supply. The accelerating anodes and the deflection plates are close to ground potential. The ground potential protects the operator from HV shocks when making connections to the plates. So the accelerating anodes and the deflection plates are close to ground potentials. So they require very less amount of voltages. So the ground potential protects the operator from high voltage shocks. So from the high voltage shocks, we have to protect the circuit. For that reason, the ground potentials, the connections are making the connections to the ground is very, very important. So coming to here, what is the purpose of high voltages here? Here, this point is explaining the shock hazards from the high voltages shocks. The deflection voltages are measured with respect to the ground. Therefore, HV blocking or coupling capacitors are not needed, but low voltage rating capacitors can be used for connecting the high voltage supply to the vertical and horizontal amplifiers. In this concept, we are seeing high voltages and their advantages. So we know that at the accelerating anode 3 and pre-accelerating anode 1 and focusing anode 2, these three are completely utilizing the negative supply. Particularly anode 2 and anode 3 is consuming high amount of voltages. So when it is consuming high amount of voltages, we have to protect the complete circuitry. So when you are going to protect the circuitry, so you have to make some of the very important and very necessary ground connections to protect our circuit, So this negative supply almost all it will protect the complete circuit. It will completely protect the circuit without disturbing the other circuits. So here the deflection voltages and accelerating anode voltages both are connected parallelly to the ground. Whenever the high voltage supplies are leaking, will leak in that particular circuits. Okay. And with this high voltages of supply, less insulation is needed between positioning control and chassis. So wherever the negative voltages are applied to the accelerating anodes or control grid, negative grids. So here there is no necessity of insulations for protecting the total circuits. Why? Because these are the negative voltages, and if any problem will come, we are making the grounds. So for that reason, there is no chance of getting the short circuit in this negative supplies. Okay. In the next class, we will see the concept of simple CR. Right. Thank you.